She always believed that if something was wrong, she would feel it immediately. A warning, a signal, something impossible to ignore. But discomfort doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives as familiarity. Maya trusted her instincts. They had never failed her before. She lived alone, worked remotely, built her routines carefully over time, not out of fear, out of comfort. Her apartment felt safe because it felt predictable. Every sound had an explanation. Every silence had meaning, until one detail didn't. It started with her voice, not hearing it, but realizing someone knew it. The message arrived late at night. No name, no photo, just one sentence. You speak more softly when you talk to yourself in the kitchen. Maya stared at the screen longer than she should have. She did talk to herself, quietly, without noticing, but never near open windows, never loud, and never for someone else to hear. She checked the locks, the windows, the hallway camera. Everything looked normal. She told herself it was coincidence, a guess, nothing more. But doubt has a way of settling in slowly. 2 days later, another message arrived. You repeat the same sentence when you're nervous. That one stayed with her, because it wasn't observation, it was recognition. Maya stopped speaking out loud, not intentionally. Her body simply adjusted. She didn't reply, didn't block the number. She wanted to understand how far this would go. What followed wasn't escalation, it was patience. Days passed, almost enough time for her to relax. Then, I noticed you stopped. That was when she understood something important. Whoever was watching didn't need to monitor constantly. They already knew her rhythm. Maya replayed recent interactions. Delivery drivers, neighbors, work calls. Nothing stood out. Everything felt ordinary. Too ordinary. The messages changed tone, not threatening, not invasive, familiar. You hesitate before answering personal questions. You laugh before admitting you're comfortable. Each message felt closer than the last. Not physically, emotionally. She began testing boundaries, changed how she spoke on calls, used different phrases, altered her tone. The responses adapted. You sound different today, trying something new. That question tightened her stomach, because it wasn't curious, it was aware. Maya finally understood. This wasn't someone watching her life. It was someone listening to who she was. She reviewed old voice notes, checked device permissions. Nothing compromised, no suspicious apps. And that made it worse. The next message arrived. While she was brushing her teeth, her phone vibrated softly on the counter. You do that when you're thinking. She froze, because she was alone, and the bathroom door was closed. Maya didn't scream, didn't run. She stood there, staring at her reflection, trying to understand when observation became intimacy. She avoided calls, reduced conversations, spoke less, and still, the messages continued, as if silence itself was familiar. One evening, she received a voice message, not a threat, not a command, just a few seconds of audio, her own voice, saying something she remembered saying weeks ago, in private. Maya sat down slowly, because now she understood. The watcher wasn't outside, and wasn't new. She thought about the person who always listened closely, who noticed pauses, tone shifts, emotional changes. Someone she trusted, someone close enough to never seem suspicious. The final message arrived the next morning. No text, just this: you always figure it out, eventually. The messages stopped after that. No explanation, no confrontation, no closure. Maya still lives in the same apartment, still follows routines. But now she understands something unsettling. Not all watchers hide in shadows. Some stay close enough to memorize your voice. If this story unsettled you, it wasn't because of what happened. It was because of how quietly it happened, and because the most dangerous observers are rarely strangers. Some stories don't end here. They follow you into conversations, into silences, into the way you notice people listening. If you're still thinking about this, you're already paying attention.